Okay, so just the back is that's from a different video. I just saw the back of the paper I was writing on. So this is a we have some scissors somewhere. Who needs scissors when you've got to vary? Okay, I elected to use scissors after all because I think my tearing skills may damage some of the words. Here we go. Really, I should have cut that like that. And, so. No, that's not spare. Oh, and he made one piece of paper wasted in a little piece gone. Okay, so basically, so there were. Oh, it's getting a bit dark already. This video is 7th of February 2018. There were some, but this is a game me and my family played. It's nice and relaxed. So basically, there were variations. Sometimes I think it was born out of this game you used to play. That itself, I think, is more one that other people know. I think this sort of modern variation we kind of made up ourselves more, sort of. I think, although, well, no, I'm sure other people have done it. I wasn't saying, but this, is the more traditional one. I think is the one where basically you write random lines, fold it over, somebody else writes. I think they're continuing from the other story. I don't know how you start it when there's no, I guess somebody just makes something up and writes. I guess each person writes a random line, and then, yeah, it somehow influences, and then each person reads out a long story that does not make any sense. I think it evolved from that, and it then became where we just chop up random words and then sometimes invent sentences. Sometimes someone starts and you have to carry the story on. Yeah, I think there became two main variations in our household. One version, I did not get to play games often because of different various reasons, but this became a common game to play. Sometimes you'd have to make up a line and then reach for a word, sometimes reach for a word and make up a line from it, but sometimes the other main version variant was there would be an ongoing story. So you'd say, I went to the shops, and then you pick a word and it said, I saw adventures and naps, and I thought that's good to put in because that works as a reference to activities and also as a person, the owner of the channel. So I saw adventures and naps, or I had adventures and naps, whatever. And then so then they have to continue on. They pick a word, they get mark greens, and so they say, well, at the shop I saw mark greens as well. So you said there were quite different variations. I guess a typical thing like stories, they get changed over time. So the game varied. So this is one of them. So basically you could do random stuff, and it lets me just try and look away while not dropping it in. So if we're going near the variation where you create a line first, it would be let's look around. So it's quite random. I can see how I was looking, but because of the nature of the camera, of course, I can look in ahead. That's my screen. I can see Avril Lavigne. So let's do her. So let's say I was at an Avril Lavigne concert in Canada, and and often, sometimes it would be random. You'd then pick a word, but often I think how we did it is you then try and leave an opening. So, and the more absurd it sounded, the better, because you might say a implying an item and you get a person. So you just go with it, and it makes it fun. So I was at an Avril Lavigne concert in Canada when I saw let's what it could be, when I saw a Vegeta. So I saw a Vegeta, not the food Vegeta, but the name Vegeta, as in named after vegetable, which obviously is a food, but as in not Vegeta, which is spelt quite different. But anyway, Vegeta, the character from Dragon Ball, created by Akira Toriyama. So you see how it goes. So far we have, I was at an Avril Lavigne concert. See, already it's become so brilliant just to do with the random nature of it, and obviously inspired by what words you wrote down. So I was at a concert, I was at an Avril Lavigne concert in Canada when I saw Vegeta. So somebody write this down in the description, please, if I forget, or in the other comments, as you don't have access to the description, but remind me if I forget. And suggest me your own lines. Maybe you could suggest your lines for us to start with, and then we can go on from that. And they don't have to be, so obviously comical. Sometimes it's funny when, you just start, I was at a shop or whatever, I was on a seesaw, and it's just funny how it, makes such a unique story, a crowd-funded story, really. That was essentially what we were doing as a group. We were creating, so now we can open it up to the internet. I don't know if anyone's done this online before. I suspect someone must have done at some point, but I can't say I've ever come across it yet. So don't know if we're breaking records here, but I'm sure someone's already done it, but it's still fun anyway for us. So I was at an Avril Lavigne concert when I came across Vegeta, who was looking for, and that leaves a nice opening. So I'll say he was looking for, oops, accidentally saw that one. So he was looking for Eevee. Eevee, our rabbit's named after the Pokemon Eevee. So I was at an Avril Lavigne concert in Canada when I saw Vegeta, who was looking for Eevee. So this has already become so brilliantly random. So Vegeta, who was looking for Eevee because Eevee had the 7 Dragon Balls, of course. They had the 7 Dragon Balls, and Vegeta wanted to stop somebody from getting them. That somebody was Teresa. This is like the best game in the whole world, and I think I only wrote her name once, or I may have wrote it twice, but so that's to fix the economy, maybe. So, and see, this sometimes we do like 100 words. It takes the time to write. I've only done 10, 15. So I was at an Avril Lavigne concert in Canada. This is a good memory test as well. That is in itself is a game I remember used to play as a child. We had to pass on a sentence, and each person had to try and remember it. I was at an Avril Lavigne concert. Let me know how well I did. As I was at an Avril, obviously you can pause and rewind and see what's going on. I was at an Avril Lavigne concert in Canada when I saw Vegeta, who was looking for Eevee. Because Eevee had the 7 Dragon Balls, and he wanted to make sure Theresa May could get hold of them. He wanted to make sure Theresa May could not get hold of them. Now, I am not being rude, but lately I've been comparing Theresa May to Frieza, just mentally. I've been noticing, and I start seeing them in a different. I was never a fan of hers anyway, but of course, but in particular thinking about Trident and stuff, Devastation and persecuting the innocent. I suddenly start seeing Frieza every time she opens her mouth. So yeah, so I wasn't here. I didn't know political anything. It just happened. I just put her name in. In fact, we've only had 3 names: Vegeta, Eevee, and Theresa May. So it was trying to stop the. Make sure I'm not seeing. Well, I'll use all the words we have so far, and then we can do some more. So I was trying to stop so Vegeta, because he wanted to stop Theresa May from getting the Dragon Balls, for he feared she would wish for. That would sound like a good way to insert a name. Oops, almost saw because he would which way round is it? He feared she would wish for Pikachu, because. And this would be a problem because Pikachu was known for devastating attacks, and Pikachu once try to kidnap Mark Reeds. Oh, it's all coming out now, Pikachu. Well, okay, so I think I can remember this from the beginning. Okay, I was at a concert. So it's my memory problems haven't got the best of me yet. They're all not quite. I was at a Avril Lavigne concert in Canada when I came across Vegeta, who was looking for Eevee because Eevee had the 7 Dragon Balls, and Vegeta feared Theresa May would get hold of them and wish for Pikachu, which would be a problem because Pikachu was known for devastating attacks and once tried to kidnap Mark Reeds. There you go. Round of applause, please. No, so that wasn't too hard to remember. But how do we go on? So here, Pikachu had once tried to kidnap Mark Reeds. Mark Reeds found out because he was tipped off by who's it going to be? Vegeta. What? So now this is going to get comical because I'm trying to think if that's a contradiction now. Hang on. So Vegeta was looking for Eevee because Eevee had the 7 Dragon Balls, which would be a problem. You know, use your imagination. Maybe he thought Theresa May would kidnap Eevee, or if thought Eevee wasn't capable of looking after them, whatever. So if Vegeta wanted to secure the Dragon Balls for himself, so the facts so far, so he wanted Eevee, was looking for Eevee, I guess at least to make sure Eevee still had the 7 Dragon Balls. Definitely going to publish this in its full version, the longest running story ever. We'll keep adding words. And we should do that, actually. We should do that, yeah. This could actually become the basis for like a whole story. We could get into Guinness Book of Records. Be fun. It doesn't have to be Guinness Book of Records, just fun for us. But you know, it'd be an interesting world record, the longest ever story, and having the comprising of the most authors. Yeah, that's an interesting one. Imagine that, so much diverse. I thought about doing this on Twitter as a similar idea, but not related to this word game. But this is sort of combining the two ideas. The Twitter idea was people would write lines, I guess, more, and would continue on from each other. I definitely want to I definitely wish to do that still. Well, I hopefully we can do that soon. I'll make a video about it, promoting it and stuff. But so yeah, maybe this could be the basis. So we could do this game as well, or maybe the game will stay how we do it. But maybe you at home, maybe that's another way. You at home do the game as well and show us, you know, your video if you can. So people's videos, we somehow, I don't know how we'd select the order. That's a very interesting idea. Maybe random people comment or something. I don't know. We need some sort of system to so I don't want you to feel forced to have to comment because I want you to be free. So we need some sort of system to you know, decide, or it's just random, whatever video I see. So maybe if you put in the title Barry or Reach Faith's longest running game, Barry or Reach Faith's long running game, whatever, long running saga, never ending saga, let's call it for now, until we get another title, long running saga. In the title we can connect up. When I see them I can you know connect the story up randomly, and that also adds even more, you know, absurdity, because some will make, oh, I heard his video. If you saw it, if you did see it the other day, you can say you know, whatever number video 2 of the story I saw, I'm going to write this with this in mind. But if I pick someone else first, you know, that I don't think that destroys it. That makes it even more wonderful, because then if that comes first, you know, that's more random. If someone wasn't writing with they forgot precisely what's happened in my previous video, but the person who was being more specific, then it makes theirs even more random. So it doesn't matter what order so much, it'll make it even more absurd, sort of thing. So let's talk about that on Twitter and YouTube. That's a good idea. But let's finish this story. So there are sensing a contradiction. Vegeta was looking for Eevee to make sure Eevee had the 7 Dragon Balls, and then what did I say? Oh yeah, because he feared Theresa May would get hold of them. I remember that, and then Theresa May, it was because the bit I think I just forgot was because Theresa May wanted to wish for Pikachu, and Pikachu had been known to cause or a Pikachu, or Pikachu had died and wanted to revive Pikachu. Pikachu had been known to cause devastation, and had tried to kidnapping Margarines. And this, rather, I then said, and this would be a problem because Pikachu tried kidnapping Margarines and stuff, causing devastation to. Mark Greens knows this because he was tipped off by Vegeta. Now that's not a contradiction. So no, that does have to be a contradiction. Vegeta is looking for Eevee because Eevee has the Dragon Balls. So the fact Eevee has the Dragon Balls, I was assumed to have it then. Theresa May wants to imagine if somebody skips this video halfway through. Oh, this is about politics. I wonder what Barry's views on politics are. Theresa May wants to revive Pikachu. No, he's completely off his rocker. Don't listen to him. So Theresa May wants to revive Pikachu with the 7 Dragon Balls. Dragon Balls, and Pikachu once tried kidnapping Mark Greens. Mark Greens knows that Pikachu is trouble because Vegeta tipped him off about the attempted kidnap. No, I don't think that's a contradiction, is it? Because if anything, you know, it shows that they had. That's why Vegeta's concerned. If he's concerned for Mark Greens, again, if somebody just tuned in right now, Vegeta's concerned for Mark Greens. What strange storylines of Dragon Ball Super are they coming up with? That's strange. A guest cameo from Mark Greens, but okay, so he was tipped off by Vegeta. So next word, whoops, there's only a few left. Whoops, I can remember what one word is, but I'm trying not to focus on it, and I don't know when it's going to come. That's a problem, of course, when if you do remember, especially when you have only a few, and you know, you've wrote a name twice and it's not coming, you know it's coming, so you have to work hard to not to have that influence you in any way. I mean, that could still be fun, but you know, to keep random. So he was tipped off by Vegeta. Vegeta was searching for Eevee. Let's turn it into a search for Eevee. Vegeta was searching for Eevee at the home of Eevee. Well, that's funny. Immediately I was kind of disappointed. I thought, no, that also works. That's the way you can go with the story. You can go in any direction. Eevee's home, so you know that's the home of Eevee. So I'll say maybe Eevee wasn't home. It was a dead end. I thought it would be somebody else. But you know, it was Eevee's house. So you know, how many Eevees did I put in? So Vegeta was searching for Eevee at Eevee's house. A good place to start. Not where I was expecting, but Eevee was not home. Eevee had gone to visit his friend. Eevee had gone to visit his friend. no, that's getting funny. Another Eevee, but there are more than one Eevee. Yeah, because Pokemon is you don't add an S and an apostrophe when you speaking of plural, so it's still Eevee. There are more than one Eevee. Rather than EVs, but you can pronounce how if you want, of course. So Eevee was searching. So the Dragon Ball Eevee was at the home of another Eevee, his friend. I don't think there's another Eevee, but we'll see. As in on a word, I think that's used all of them up now, but I'll try not to think about it to keep it random. So Vegeta searched instead at the home of See, I put his name in knowing it would be comical somewhere down the line. If you can read my messy handwriting, Golden Brown. so Eevee was at the home of his friend Eevee, another Eevee, and obviously. Hang on a minute. I also said this was Eevee, as in the rabbit's Eevee, as in the real world Eevee. So I guess this Eevee, our Eevee, our real life Eevee, is visiting the home of a Pokemon Eevee in this story. Somehow worlds collided, whatever. Or worlds have already collided. Vegeta, Pikachu, Theresa May. It's a bit late to go back now. So this is enjoy the randomness. I like this. So So let's try and remember them from the beginning. This will test my memory, because I've been having so many memory problems of late. And I know when things are sequential and you make references, it's not necessarily a shortcut or a cheat, but it means you might still have problems later on, as I do. But you know, it tests that I can at least remember certain things, a certain standard. Okay, so I was at an level, especially when you're starting, yeah, because once you start at the beginning, it, you know, remembers. That's why they do tests. Like somebody asked me, a doctor, to say world backwards to see how slow. I was a little slow, but sometimes I'm fast, so it goes up and down. It depends how you approach it, because sometimes you think, okay, quick flash world and then letters, or sometimes you can just jump in nervously and get it right in a second. Thing, oh, DLROW. Yeah, that is it, DLROW. So so it also depends how you approach it, so the test can be flawed and stuff. But I was at an Avril Lavigne concert in Canada when I saw Vegeta. I saw Vegeta, who was looking for Evie, wasn't it? I think it's starting to come to me now, the sluggishness. I think it was Evie. Yeah, because Eevee had the 7 Dragon Balls, of course, we just said that. And Vegeta feared Theresa May would get hold of the 7 Dragon Balls and wish for Pikachu to come back. This would be a problem because Pikachu had previously wreaked devastation, or a Pikachu, and had kidnapped Mark Greens, and Mark Greens was tipped off by Vegeta about the previous kidnapping, and then I completely forgot. Hang on. Vegeta, I don't think I've missed any else. I think next in it was Vegeta's search for Eevee at Eevee's home, but Eevee, as in our real world Eevee, was at the home of a Pokemon Eevee. So Vegeta searched at the home of Golden Brown instead. Yeah, I think that's all it. So Vegeta searched the home of Golden Brown because Golden Brown is best friends with Eevee and Pokemon. Everybody knows that. Come on. So I'm losing some. So Eevee was at the home of Golden Brown. I'm getting so confused. Vegeta was at the home of Golden Brown searching for Eevee. He did not find her, but did find instead Golden Brown, and Golden Brown was too busy to help me find Eevee, because Golden Brown was entertaining a guest called Avril. Hang on a minute. So, wait, that's awfully fast. That's awfully suspicious. So I was okay. So what's the time span here? He never worked out whether or not the concert had started or what. So but Avril Lavigne. So I'm at a concert in Canada to see Avril Lavigne. And since when did Golden Brown live? Hang on a minute. It's all falling apart now. Since when did Golden Brown live in Canada? I should send this video to Avril Lavigne, see what she thinks, and maybe they could play it on This Morning. It sounds like a game they might want to do a segment on. So hang on a minute. I'm sorry, Golden Brown. And Avril Lavigne. You can talk. You're allowed to talk to whoever you want to. But hang on, Avril. I've been so devoted, so loyal, and you just pick Golden Brown randomly to come to his house. I'm sorry, Avril Lavigne. I'm disappointed. I'm just kidding. You can speak to Golden Brown. I'm sure you might have some interesting conversations. But please come to my house as well, please. Did I put my name? I think I put my name in one. But it's not come up. So Golden Brown's entertaining. That sounds touchy. Oh dear. So Golden Brown's entertaining Avril Lavigne at his house. So Vegeta sulks off as he does. He flies off home. He tells Bulma about his adventures, and he sees, who does he see but me? And I say, oh, Vegeta, Eevee lost the 7 Dragon Balls, but it's okay. Somebody else collected them. That person who came to collect them is, and it can't be Goku because I didn't put Goku in, unless somebody slipped it in, even though it's only me alone up here. That person is Now this is what happens when you have so many of the same name. Eevee again. That must be the last Eevee now. Okay, so which Eevee? I guess I'm presuming I always meant the real rabbit Eevee. So hang on. I just said Eevee doesn't have the Dragon Balls, but he says okay, Eevee has them. Okay, so I think this kind of has to be another Eevee now. So another Eevee has them, and Eevee plans to sell them to the highest bidder. The highest bidder currently is, that way we can spice it up. Adventures and naps. So that's not going to be the activity here, but the YouTube channel name. So Adventures and the Naps is about to become about to inherit 7 Dragon Balls. Somebody may wish to tell her in case she's not aware. So the highest bidder, Adventures and Naps. Quickly, Vegeta pots in a sum of 10,000 zenny, which is the currency they use in Dragon Ball, the world of Dragon Ball. This money was donated by Eevee. Okay, I swear I'd never put that many Eevees in. Oh well, that's okay. Eevee's making up for losing the Dragon Balls. I don't know why he couldn't make the bid himself if he has the money, but now it sounds like something Vegeta would do. Quick, give me the money. Hang on a minute though, didn't I say Eevee's making the... Okay, I'm so confused now, I'm so confused. Okay, there are multiple Eevees here now, this is so confusing. So... And it just until I work it out, just say that's a third Eevee. A third Eevee is... donating the money quickly came onto the scene conveniently. So there's a third Eevee, but they find out the Dragon Balls are fake. Yeah, that's a good way to go. The real Dragon Balls have been hoarded by Mark Greens. What? Oh no, Mark Greens has turned dodgy. First, this is a plot twist. Mark Greens has been holding it then. Because before I picked who it was going to be, I was thinking, say they've been hoarded by someone, who's evil ambitions. I was going to say that if I wrote Theresa May twice. I'm not sure if I did write her twice, but we'll see. But now that it's Mark Greens, we've got a plot twist now. It's more complicated. So they were hoarded by Mark Greens, who is secretly plotting to become more powerful than Vegeta, as part of an ambitious plan to take over the whole of the planet Earth. And in order to do this, he has enlisted the help of somebody called... there's only about 4 pieces left now. I know it's a short word, so I thought quickly scribble down again, but it's been like more than half. It's been out 10 times. That has to be the last Eevee. Now there's 2 pieces of paper left now. So been enlisted by the help of Eevee, and therefore the Eevee who gave the money this is all clever, this is adding up, gave the money at Vegeta's house, Bulma's house, whatever. That same Eevee is in on it. That's not a contradiction, because that Eevee is trying to lull them into a false sense of security, creating a situation where see, you haven't got me here, I can get out of this one. I hope this Eevee knew they were fake. You hid them somewhere, and knew, created a system, because then it sets a certain, okay, these are real, but you have to bid for them, okay. Wait, no, or is this the Eevee that gave the money? But either way, he's playing along with the game to say, to try and put some sort of value on these fake Dragon Balls. But really, this Eevee knew all along that Mark had the real Dragon Balls. I see, it's all working well. Okay, so Eevee and Mark Greens are in cohorts. I'm not sure what Eevee this is. I'm completely confused. I think this is one of the Pokemon Eevee, this one, and not our real rabbit friend called Eevee. So Mark Greens and Eevee are trying to take over the world. They can only be stopped by somebody called That's so funny. And I only put my name in once, and there's only one name left now. And I think I know what it is just by the size of the paper, but I'll try not to think about it. So they can only be stocked by Barry, because Barry has a sidekick called Adventures and Nabs, or it was as well. So that's probably the most absurd story you've seen, but I hope that gives you an idea of the game. I hope we can do this on Twitter, and I hope, you know, we can make this the longest running story ever in the whole history. We could do it, spanning across countries, continents, time zones. Let's start. This could be the first chapter, so we'll call this chapter 1. So originally I was just doing this as a game, and well, it still is a game, and so that was fun enough itself, but there's also additional challenge of getting other people involved. So let's make this the longest running story in the whole history of stories. Maybe we can publish it someday. Might have to work out copyright issues, but maybe we can work something out with respective companies. But let's seize the day.